when I talk about self-reg as being a paradigm revolution, what I mean is that I don't want either of the we're swinging back and forth for the last 3 centuries between mechanists and vitalists. I don't want either. I think both are right and both are wrong. And what I mean by that is that we're trying now to reframe a basic concept. And the concept I'm trying to reframe here is, of course, free will. So the problem with going all the way back to Spinoza is Spinoza is arguing that all behavior is caused. And so we just don't know what the causes are, but we can figure out what those causes are. And then the counter argument, the guys who want to refute Spinoza argue, no, there is self-caused behaviors. That's what free will is. We can cause ourselves to behave in a different manner. We don't have to give in to our impulses. And so the self-reg argument is that free will has to be reframed. It does not mean self-caused. So what does it mean? Well, it means quite simply that I could have chosen differently. And that introduces us now to a whole new paradigm. What does it mean to say I could have chosen differently, if not an act of will? So that's what we look at with self-reg. So what we're looking at is what is it that prevents me from choosing? And what I find is that the more aroused my red brain is, the less I am able to choose. And so what I'm trying to do here is flip this argument onto a whole new plane, because it's not that I need free will to inhibit impulses. Instead, what I need to figure out what has sent me into this red brain state where I have no capacity to choose, where I'm stuck with a strong conviction or a strong compulsion. And what I find is that the more I can restore, the more I can shift my Thayer state, the more naturally I can begin to choose, not because I've suddenly strengthened some mysterious faculty, but because the impulses themselves subside. So that's what I'm after here. What I'm after here is that a whole new way of looking at why certain kinds of impulses are so powerful. Not because I'm not strong enough to resist them, but rather because I'm under so much stress that the blue brain is basically in shutdown mode. And this begins to explain for us why a whole group that are under, I'll talk about this in the last keynote, but there is, I believe, a stress gradient, which is in fact the definition of the social gradient. So the more stress that a community is under, the more likely they are to be in red brain, the less able they are to choose. So what are the signs of when I can choose? Well, those I think are incredibly relevant to the kinds of debates that we're going through today. That what is taken as a sign of free will, namely, shouting that I'm not going to wear a mask, is in fact not an expression of free will at all. It is an eruption, a red brain, it's a limbic utterance. You aren't defending freedom at all because you are not, and that's the third bullet. These are the signs of when we're in blue brain, red brain balance. You're not hesitating, you're not asking why.